John Jacobson and Ryan Iverson. Second meeting of what will almost certainly be three, Ryan, between the Royals and the Trojans this season. Wayzata won round one at Hopkins tonight, the rematch in the regular season.
I mean, just a great rivalry. Girls, boys, it doesn't matter. They're usually both ranked in the top five. But how about Wayzata winning at Hopkins, John? First time since 1998 that the girls have beat Hopkins at their home gym. So exciting first round. This should be a great round two tonight.
And they're on a roll, and Hopkins playing well too. I mean, this has got the earmarks of all the great matchup, which it seems to be every year. How many Hopkins-Wayzata games have we done in the last decade, and they always seem to be really good?
Yeah, and a lot of those years where Wayzata was clearly the second best team in the state that didn't get a chance to go to state, losing to all those great Hopkins teams over the years. But hey, you got to, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I'll tell you, that late conference, especially on the girls' side, I mean, that's a who's who of the top 10 in the state of Minnesota. So really tough competition. At the end of the day, both of these teams are going to be squaring off probably down the road with a chance to go to the state tournament on the line.
Talking to Coach Starks of Hopkins before the game, she said one thing that we didn't do very well in that first game that we'll need to do better tonight is rebound, and that's always the key, right? Who wins the battle of the boards?
Yeah, it is. And Hopkins, because they're so good in transition, too, if they can secure rebounds, get steals, turnovers, create easy offense, right? That helps them score the basketball so much better. So it all starts by getting stops, and it doesn't have to be turnovers, force tough shots, but you got to box out, you got to finish that possession. So that's something they've certainly been working on, and that'll be a key here tonight, John.
Our key players tonight, we'll start with Hopkins. Lauren Hilsheim, University of North Dakota commit. She's their top scorer this season.
Yeah, averaging over 17s. Really had to pick up that scoring with a couple of key injuries early in the year that I'm sure we'll talk about throughout the broadcast. But yeah, she's done a great job. North Dakota's getting a really good one, and they need to score tonight to keep up with Wayzata, so she's going to have a big game.
And for Wayzata, Maren Day, Coach Stewart calls her really their best on-ball defender, and she'll get the task tonight of guarding Lauren Hilsheim.
Yeah, it's not an easy task, but I'll tell you, she does a great job. She does everything for them. Averages just under double figures, over 6 rebounds. She'll get steals. She's their best defender. She's just one of those kind of players, John, that all the championship teams seem to have one of those on that team. They can kind of do everything, right? I think of Macbeth for the Wayzata boys basketball team, something like that. So she's a great player. They're going to have a good night tonight, too.
Should be a fun one tonight. We'll tip it off in just a moment on CCX. Hopkins Wayzata girls basketball next.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Cold night in Minnesota. Hopkins Wayzata girls basketball tonight on CCX. Ready to tip off. Here at Wayzata High School, 19-4 Hopkins, 18-4 Wayzata. Trojans a half game ahead of the Royals in the conference standings. Let's look at the starters for tonight's game, starting with Hopkins, 19-4, 7-1 in the Lake Conference. Their guards, Liv Bell, London Harris, and Jalea Diggs. Wing player Lauren Hilsheim and Irma Walker is the sophomore center or post player. And for Wayzata, Maren Day, Sophie Hawkinson is their top scorer. Annika Kieser are the guards. Their forwards, Allie Burns and Katie Kelsenberg. Trojans 8-1 in the Lake. They won the conference twice in school history, 1976 and 1983. And a win tonight would clinch at minimum a tie for the conference championship.
That's just amazing with all the talent they've had over the years. I think it says more to how dominant Hopkins has been in that time frame. Yeah, you look at that first meeting just a few weeks ago. Wayzata winning by 3. Again, first win at Hopkins since 1998. Pretty unbelievable.
the officials for tonight's game from the Mountain West Conference, Pat Sobiek.
Well, for Hopkins, certainly the rich history they have, they're not afraid coming in here, right? I mean, they feel every night going out for how many years.
I almost think they would like this, feel like, hey, you know what? For once, you guys are the hunted, right? We're coming after you. You're favored. You beat us earlier. It's at your place. I think that's a role that Coach Starks, in her 5th season, I think they embrace that. It's like UConn girls being an underdog. It just doesn't happen very often.
Coach Starks won a state championship with Hopkins 3 years ago. State runner-up each of the last 2 seasons. Got a
great shirt there.
Well, Hopkins players, a lot of Hopkins players have gone on to play D1 basketball, and Julie Stewart in her 4th season now.
And we were just talking about her daughter Annika still playing for the Gophers, and all the Wayzata Trojan girls that are, you'd see playing in college basketball too. So both of these schools, rich tradition in girls basketball for sure. A lot of talent.
Taylor Woodson and Tatum Woodson, sisters. Taylor out for the Gophers, Tatum out for Hopkins. Tatum and Ava Cupido hurt very early in the season, as Ryan alluded to in the pregame. And for Wayzata, they lost Kate Amelot, who would be a starter this year, to a soccer injury. So not the lineup that these teams were expecting to have, but you go with who you have right now. Hopkins' first possession, turnover on a pass missed underneath to Walker, and it's Wayzata basketball.
That's the one thing that really stands out, John, when you watch tape of the Trojans this year is how good defensively they are, 1 through 5. They have size, they have strength. You're going to see they're strong, they're athletic. They've just got a good mix.
Day brings it up against Liv Bell and into the front court on the Trojans' first possession. Sophie Hawkinson has had a terrific season, headed to NDSU. Hands off. Baseline drive. A Keyser out to Katie Kelsenberg. Drives and travels.
Yeah, sometimes on those hard drives that stop, you'll get a little bit of a slide there, and it doesn't feel like much, but those referees are watching. You just, right off the bat, you just feel the intensity, John. Defensively, nothing easy for either team.
A little backcourt pressure, but no trouble for Hopkins. And Diggs had tied up at the jump ball. Possession here will give it back to Wayzata. There's a length you talked about right away, right? As Diggs goes into the paint.
Well, and Allie Burns, 6 foot, great length, really good defense. We talked about Marin Day, just a great defender, just defenders up and down the roster.
Hawkinson into the front court as they beat the backcourt trap. Keyser for 3. First points of the game.
And if you can handle that pressure, not turn it over, you can get a good shot. And Sophie Hawkinson, as good of a scorer as she is, she's also a great passer.
A little bump by Hawkinson draws a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, that's just textbook transition offense. Get into the paint, draw the defense, find a shooter. Keyser knocks it down.
Harris to inbound against Burns. Bell off to Diggs. Diggs at Park Center last year. Come over now a starter for Hopkins here in 2025. Backs it out with the dribble. 15 on the shot clock. Starts a drive in some traffic. Traveled.
Well, and you get the feeling too, John, just one-on-one defense. We're going to give you maybe an extra step, let you shoot, and we're going to stay down. We're not going to let you drive and have clear lanes to the basket. So good one-on-one defense so far for the Trojans.
Malia White into the lineup, our first substitute tonight, replacing Diggs for Hopkins. Keyser, entry pass. Kelsenberg at the high post and off to Hawkinson on the wing. Switch on her, in some trouble. Gets it back out. Kelsenberg with it.
Nice
Bounce pass to Keyser, up and in for 2.
Oh, just good patience. Again, great pressure by Hopkins. But if you can handle it, turn the corner, just a nice backdoor and easy layup. Keyser,
ball
early
tipped.
drive.
Keyser missed on the shot, tipped by Day. Not good. Second try up and in.
And Marin showing her length too.
Oh, Hawkinson
Yeah,
almost had a
it.
steal there. Harris to Bell, jump shot up, missed, rebounded by Day. A lot of confidence for those Wayzata teams starting out. Down to Burns, too strong. Inside, and Walker rebounds. Ahead to Bell. On the wing to Hillsheim, her first touch on the ball. Hillsheim will put up a three, way off the mark, and rebounded by Keyser.
Nice
Head to
look.
Hawkinson,
Yeah.
and the break up and in.
Oh, Wayzata looking a lot like Hopkins teams of old, just getting the ball and running. Really good in transition. A couple of easy baskets.
Harris ahead to Hawkinson, or Hillsheim rather, for three. That's not good. Rebounded by Kittelsenberg.
And you're seeing a lot of perimeter shots. One shot and done, and that's it on that side of the floor for Hopkins.
Hawkinson off to
Nice
Day. Back
pass.
to Hawkinson. Underneath and the one. Hawkinson with her second basket. She'll go to the line for one to try to complete the three-point play.
Oh, just basic offense, but watch this. Give and go. Nice pass, Dave. Back to Hawkinson. She's got great left hand, too, able to finish with both sides. 11-0 start, JJ. for the
Unbelievable.
Trojans.
And in for the Trojans, number 10, Lindsay Harvey.
Lindsay Harvey in for Wayzata, their first substitute tonight. 5'11" senior, number 10.
I feel like we've been calling Sophie Hawkinson's games. I think she played as an 8th grader, if I remember. Didn't she, John? We've been
Freshman
watching.
for sure.
Yeah.
12-0 Wayzata. Hillsheim lob down to Walker. Puts it up, not good. Tipped. Burns with the rebound. In the hands of Hawkinson. Not a position that doesn't end up touching number 12's hands, it seems like. Oh! Grabs her knee, traveled. Oh, my goodness.
I hate that, John.
Oh, my goodness. You hope it's just a cramp, but the way she grabbed it and immediately went down. Oh. Doesn't look like any kind of cramp, does it? My goodness. Sophie Hawkinson, it's a key player and a terrific player, great athlete.
Oh, makes you
hate
sick.
to see that.
Yeah. I'm hoping it was an ankle.
She immediately grabbed like right below
Yeah.
her knee, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you could
You plant wrong,
well, right, and you make that play 1,000 times and nothing happens. And
Oh.
not putting any weight on it. Hawkinson averaging over 20 points per game.
I mean, really, we're having a Miss Basketball, Miss Minnesota type of a year. 6 assists, doing it all. To your point, John, I think what's so scary is it's a cut that you do, how many hundreds, thousands of times a day. Hate to see it. God, you just hate to see it. Ugh.
Well, and that shakes the rest of the team a little bit too, right? You see your leader go down, and okay, we still got to go out and play here, and there's a lot of time still on the clock.
Returning for the Trojans, number
Yeah,
41,
that's hard to see. Your best player, your leader, your senior go down like that. But I think it stuns both teams a little bit, to be honest. I think it reminds everyone that we're lucky to be playing in this game and to watch this game. We're lucky to have our health, so enjoy it, compete. The best way you can honor a competitor like Sophie Hawkinson is to play hard and compete like crazy.
Runner up and good. There's the first points of the night for Hopkins. Liv Bell, this 5'6" sophomore guard, gets the Royals on the board. Pressure defense. Here's Maren Day for three with Walker jumping on her. Got her own rebound, goes to the basket and scores.
I think you see Marin is just so long at 6'1". And she did something that very few players do. Is she followed her shot. She got her own miss, and with that length, able to step through and get an easy one.
Three-point shot missed. Ball tipped. And Hopkins will reset. Hillsheim looked at it, puts it on the floor. Ball tipped by Day and gets the steal. Talked about her defense. There she creates a turnover.
And that great length, those long arms, too.
A double on Kelsenberg. Gets it off for Harvey. Picks up her dribble in some trouble. Ball tipped by Walker. Back to Kelsenberg. Harvey's open underneath.
Again, easy basketball, give and go. You pass, you cut, you get it back. Wayzata, easy baskets tonight. That's what has stood out.
Long one by Hillsheim, not good. Ball ripped away by Keyser. Ball across to Harvey. And then back into the hands of Allie Burns. Burns to Kelsenberg, who cuts down the lane. Can't get it to go, but she's fouled by Walker.
Oh, you got to love Walker at least standing in there trying to take a charge there.
I think it was Nesbitt.
Or was it Nesbitt? Yeah.
Fouls on Hopkins, number 33.
That's not easy. That's a pick and roll, and
Nesbitt, her first,
Katie Kelsenberg,
second.
6'2", coming at you hard. Great volleyball player, great track and field, just a tremendous athlete. I know we've talked about this story, but it's fascinating. She played youth basketball when she was young, but then gave it up for years. Right. Came back. Last year was her first year playing again in a long time. And she had a great year last year, having an even better year this year, almost a double-double average. So,
yeah, she was so focused on volleyball. Last year she was like, oh, I want to come back and play basketball. And so she was still doing off-season volleyball in addition to doing basketball. Makes them both here. First 2 points of the night for the seniors. 18-2. Hard to believe that. Well, these two teams have ever played, right?
You notice on this end of the floor, John, is everything is coming from the perimeter, right? It's one shot and done. Everything contested. There's been nothing going to the basket, nothing easy. There we go.
And Diggs looks like she got fouled.
Yep. And that's what Hopkins got to do, especially with Jalila Diggs. You know, double figures. She's so quick and explosive. She's that one that can really create offense.
Her first, team second.
Not a shooting foul, and inbound for Hopkins. Kelsenberg's first, each team with 2 team fouls. Played 5.5 minutes of the first half. Ball stolen by Kelsenberg. And knocked out of bounds off Kelsenberg or Walker. Our last touch by Kelsenberg, and so they give it right back to Hopkins. Good hustle. Back down court by Walker.
I was going to say, not giving up on that play, right? You get the ball stolen, you could hang your head, or you hustle back, you make a great effort play, and you get the ball back. You save the possession.
Let's see if the Royals can get going on offense.
Nice
Bell to the
pass,
corner. Three ball up and in for Harris.
Basket's good for 3.
Sometimes that's the little thing. Like you give up a good shot for a great shot to a teammate, and that's contagious.
Oh, pressure. Hopkins creates a turnover as they turn over Keyser. Here's Diggs. Ball deflected. Still got it off to the corner. Hits the side of the basket on the shot from Harris from the opposite corner. And rebounded by Wayzata. Burns into the front court. Out of Day. Kelsenberg. Just a little step through. Ball got tipped. And the block and turnover. It's back to Hopkins.
Nice job by Nesbitt there, contesting that too without falling.
Not a lot of fouls, Ryan, but it sure feels physical, doesn't it? Right? 5-second call here on Diggs.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed too, but since Sophie Hawkinson left, the pace for Wayzata seems a little bit more fast, a little bit more rushed, right? And that's where having that senior guard, not only your best scorer, but your ball handler, kind of your pulse of your team. Everything seems a little discombobulated right now, which is very understandable.
Out of bounds. Off of Harvey. She was either fouled or if it went off Hopkins. Regardless, it's going to stay with Hopkins. She's not going to change anyone's mind. And Royals get it back. We're 7 minutes into the first half. Hopkins down by 13.
Yeah, and you can't get it back at once. You just got to possession by possession, get good shots. Don't force it, don't rush it. Take care of the ball, get good shots, and then just get stop after stop.
Diggs gets past Day, trying to get it to down low and off of Walker and out of bounds. Turnover Hopkins.
Yeah, turnover, but right play, right idea. She had got into the teeth there, drew the defender. Just got to be ready for that. I think there's some blood.
Kelsenberg, he has some blood on her. She's got to come out. Referee saw it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta get somebody in the game. You're not going to wait until she dries her bloody nose. Ellie Howard in.
I thought we could maybe color commentate on that as it was going on in real time.
It was a little long of applause. Like, are we going to wait for this? Or? Well, Howard Jr. first time in the game tonight.
And you're starting to see too the depth that Wayzata has, bringing in 5'9", someone that doesn't play a lot of minutes. You know, just having that availability.
Day, good pressure defense on her. Yeah. When you get a foul, it's like Harris coming across, guarding Howard, picks up the foul.
Well, and that's smart, and I think Hopkins is picking up, too, on that. Hey, when your floor leader isn't out there, right, that the head of the snake is gone, let's speed them up. Maybe we can turn them over. They're doing a nice job.
Day into Burns on the pass. Three-point shot, nothing but net for Ellie Howard. She's a good shooter. Yeah, rotation player for them. Comes off and knocks down a three here.
Yeah, no hesitation, too. You love that. You love when people come in and just play. Confident, too.
Day went for the steal, didn't get it. Bell, open three. Not good. Rebounded by Keyser.
Yep. And again, you see one shot, one rebound.
Keyser the basket. Oh, blocking foul. Basket's good.
So I'm going to tell you what happened there. Liv Bell tried to take that charge. Here's the look at that three. Again, Ellie Howard wide open, no hesitation, buries it. And you can see she was actually, Liv Bell was in the right spot, but you saw a great job by Keyser kind of avoiding that sidestep, avoided the contact, and that's why she was able to elude the charge there. So good footwork by Keyser, but right idea, too, by Liv Bell. And that's her second foul. That's going to be a big one. That's going to put her to the bench.
She comes out, Ava Smith, 22, 5'10" freshman in, replacing her. 8 early points for Keyser.
Yeah, average is 10, almost at her season average here.
Wayzata by 19, just under 10 minutes to play first half. Diggs on the right wing. Looks in for Walker and then back out to Hilsheim, who hasn't scored yet. Their top scorer gets it again. Puts this one up. And off and rebounded by Burns. They're not getting any second chance opportunities. You mentioned Ryan earlier.
Well, and you know, Hilsheim can knock those down. She's a very good shooter, but all 4 of her shots have been from 3. There's a foul. It's actually a good foul by Keyser that time. Otherwise, that would have been 2 points.
Yeah.
But Hilsheim, you know, all 4 of her shots have been contested threes. I'd like to see her shot fake, get in the lane, get fouled, get to the free throw line, get something easy. And that's why Wayzata play in the zone. That's what you want to do. You try to take another team's offense out of their rhythm and take away what they do really well.
Diggs long and out of bounds on the 3. And he's not been a great start for Coach Stark's team so far. 24-5 Wayzata. Nearing the midway point of the first half. Great pass, and Burns connects. Good feed on the pass. On the drive by Keyser.
Yeah, just great offense. Easy finish, too, by Burns. Great offense. getting easy looks almost every time down the floor.
Ball deflected inside and into the hands of Howard. Howard gets it. Digs right on her, finally, a foul call. So I mentioned a couple minutes ago, he's getting awfully physical and not calling a lot, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm good too.
That is her
First on Diggs, 15 foul on Hopkins.
What I love is when nothing is gained either way,
Yeah.
I like letting those kind of, even if there is a little more contact than normal, but the minute someone gets an advantage from doing it, you call it. But yeah, I'm with you, John. I like when referees let things go.
Good minutes from Howard, an assist in the basket, and she's replaced by Ella Goodnature, 5'10 senior. Missed last year with an injury, back for her senior season. Here's Day on the wing. Harvey into the hands of Keyser and had it stripped away. Here's Diggs. Day trying to come back defensively.
Nice.
Diggs all the way to the basket. Didn't hesitate at all and scores.
Yep, nice move.
First basket for her tonight. Keyser to the corner. I think she might have traveled now before she released the pass to Harvey. Turnover at Wayzata. So again, a little rushed, like you had mentioned, that causes a turnover here.
Well, that was just great hands. And then watch this finish. That's not easy with Lauren Day, that length, able to avoid that step through. That was beautiful. Yeah, I think, being down 19 early on the road, I think Diggs is the key here, especially against this zone. The zone is trying to force Hopkins into being more stagnant and to settle for jump shots. Diggs, her ability to penetrate and how quick she is, I think they really got to utilize that.
Shot clock down to 10. Three-pointer, not good, but rebounded
that's good.
by Hillshine.
Yeah.
And then back out, and now to Diggs. Hillshine will try for three. Too strong. Off of Harvey, out of bounds. Shot clock resets to 20. Walker will inbound. And into Hillshine. Now Smith with it. Back to Hillshine, drives, picks up her dribble. Entry pass, Walker draws a double team. Tough shot for her, and she's fouled.
And that's one of those where pretty well defended. That was going to be a tough shot to contest or a tough shot to make. You don't want to get that foul on that help, on that reach in at that point. Bail them out. Pretty good defense, though.
Fouls on Day, her first. Walker missing, trying to get her first point of the night. She's their second leading scorer behind Hillshine, averages 13 a game.
They have great balance. If you look at Liv Bell, almost 9 points. Hillshine over 17. Harris 8. Diggs over 10. Walker almost 13. Yeah, really good balance.
Burns in for Goodnature. Second free throw by Walker is good, so it's 26-8. Burns to Keyser. Harvey, lob in to Kelsenberg. They surround the ball. Finds the open player. Day, who can shoot that three. Missed. Kelsenberg fights for the offensive rebound and scores.
Great offense. Inside out. You work the ball inside. Kelsenberg kicks it out. Day, good shot. Misses. But you got to keep Kelsenberg off of the offensive glass. She's so good in the paint.
Skip pass across. Drive, a little floater up, wouldn't go. Good look at the basket by Malia White, but couldn't quite finish. Harvey has it. In some trouble in the backcourt, has it stolen by White. And gets fouled by Kelsenberg.
Yep.
That defense starting to pick up for Hopkins, right? Causing Wayzata a little trouble.
And I love they didn't settle for a jumper on that last possession. They missed it, but they got guys going to the basket. They pick up full court. And it's just so hard to dribble through aggressive full court pressure. We've seen it Hopkins and Wayzata boys. We've seen it Hopkins, Wayzata girls over the years. Both these teams can pressure the heck out of you. You got to be able to ball fake, pass, take care of it. Cannot turn it over.
33, Nora Nesbitt. She replaces
Nora Nesbitt back in. Irma Walker out. Second free throw, also good for White. Kelsenberg stays in the game with the 2 fouls here for Wayzata. They're up by 18. Day negotiates into the front court. Hillsheim on her, now to Keyser, guarded by Diggs. Kelsenberg going baseline, offensive foul. That is her third.
Yep. That's the risk that you run.
Diggs draws the
Wayzata's number 41, Katie
charge.
Kelsenberg. That is her third.
Kelsenberg
Team 6.
gonna have to come out. Ellie Howard back in. Look at it again.
Yep, good defense there.
For the Trojans, number 33.
Again, anytime they see that shoulder lower like that, whether it was or wasn't, it's easy call. But I even the fact that foul happened, Kelsenberg trying to drive from the three-point line, offense for Wayzata the last couple possessions, maybe just a little out of sync, right? But I tell you what's kept them in this lead is the way they're playing defense and making it hard for Hopkins on the offensive side.
Hillsheim. Into the paint, right to Keyser. Turnover Hopkins. Harvey front court for Wayzata. Keyser looks inside. Now hands off to Howard. Howard getting it back to Burns to the basket and scores.
I'll tell you, she's been really impressive, I think, Allie Burns. Had a nice game, 4 points that time, but she did a great job at just being able to catch that ball and in one motion able to kind of swoop through and get all the way to the rim.
Hillsheim, it's it blocked from behind by Harvey. Hopkins still with it. Diggs.
I'll tell you, it's great to see a Harvey athlete that's able to play defense for a change. Saw her older brother, Matt Harvey, former quarterback, former state champion here in basketball as well.
Three-point shot, not good. And out of bounds.
Yeah, look at that step through, great hands.
Returning for the Royals, number 30, Irma Walker, and number 21,
Yeah, good block too
London
from behind.
Harris. Replacing number 12, Lauren Hillsheim, and number 22,
There's the substitutes
Ava Smith.
for Hopkins. So, again, another good defensive possession, Ryan.
Nothing
Wayzata's not letting Hopkins get much. They have 10 points. 13 minutes into the first half.
And they averaged 73 on the year, so obviously very low for them.
That's a steal. Hopkins, good defense. Walker finishes.
I love how she didn't hesitate right at the rim, right at Marin Day. And I'll tell you, they got 12 points. About 6 or 8 of them are in transition out of defense, too. So
Howard, tough shot on the baseline, not good. Diggs rebounds. She'll push the tempo. Falls down. Loose ball.
Good hustle, good
Jump
hustle.
ball to be Hopkins basketball.
Jump ball, possession arrow belongs to Hopkins.
And after seeing Hawkinson go down for half a second for Diggs, you're like, oh.
I know, every time you see someone
right?
fall, it just. Yeah, and I think everyone's a little nervous about it. They're going to wipe the floor here, make sure nothing's sticky. They don't want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, right there, you're like, oh, it could have been. I mean, she popped right up.
Yeah.
But.
John, I've done that a couple times where you plant and it locks, and you, for that brief second, you're like, is that the ACL?
Yeah.
You know, and thank goodness for me, it never ended up being that. But those are just, I hate seeing those injuries. Knees and ankle sprains for me.
Yeah.
I can't watch. The ankle sprains to me are almost, anyone who's had that feeling, you know what that feels like. But knees and ankle sprains, really hard to watch.
30-12, Wayzata. Just over 4 minutes to play first half. John Jacobs and Ryan Iverson here on CCX. Turnover forced by Wayzata. And Howard goes down. Lost the ball, but last touched out of bounds off of Harris. Players falling down all over. Inbound pass coming from Day.
Yeah, defensive pressure really picked up for the Royals, too.
Cutting Howard and blocked by Diggs.
Good recovery that time by Diggs. I thought Howard had the step and the angle. That was a great job. Watch Diggs come over the top here, and to do that without having any contact on the body, that's a great play. Good move, good cut, good foul, or a good block, I mean.
Inbound to Howard. Out's Keyser out top. Shot clock down to 5 and a turnover.
Oh, nice pass.
Oh, great pass.
Nice pass.
Foul.
Yeah.
And free throws coming for Nesbitt. Terrific pass from Walker, and our Nesbitt will get 2 free throws.
John, I'll tell you what, if Hopkins defends the way they've defended the last few possessions, they're going to be back in this game before it's over. Challenging everything.
Von Harvey is her first. 17 fouls. Another moisture spot perhaps on the court. A timeout on the floor. Not a team timeout. We'll take care of that.
Wow.
Maple Grove, #1 in the state in Class 4. They have had a terrific season. It handed Wayzata 2 of their 4 losses this season.
I'm so happy for Coach Cook. He's been one of our
Terrific
favorites
team.
for a long time. Yeah.
Eastfield #3, and then Needham Prairie, Prior Lake, Minnetonka, STMA, Lakeville North, and Elk River.
I mean, 5 of the Lake Conference in the top 10, in the top 8. I mean, that's just that's a good schedule. Eden Prairie really good as well. But Maple Grove 21
and who joins the Lake next year?
Maple
#1.
Grove. Yeah, there you go.
That.
Yeah, I feel like the Lake is like the SEC.
Yeah, in pretty much every sport too, right?
Yeah. Well, you got like the North Suburban, right? But no, we've said this for years, John. This area that we get to cover, for boys has been great, but really the last few years it's been amazing for girls basketball too. Just tons of talent. I don't know if there was blood on the floor. I think it was blood. If you look, Nesbitt has a tissue in her nose. I think she got hit there, and I think there might have been some blood on the floor. Great camera work there, getting a piece of that tissue. I don't know if Coach loved the camera right there. Yeah, that's never fun when you get hit in the nose. I can remember back when I played, John, in the 90s, if you had blood, you had to come out. You couldn't call timeout and wait for it, so you'd have to miss time. And I'd be standing there while the trainers, and I'd just be like, hurry up, hurry up. You'd sit for minutes at a time waiting to get back in.
Nesbitt's first free throw was up and in. The sophomore's first point tonight.
And she's another one, 6 foot tall. Just great length all over the floor here for both of these teams.
Second one is also good. 30-14. Well, now if you're Hopkins, you got 3.5 minutes. You can get this down to 10, 12 points. You'll feel like it's a major victory to where you were. Keyser looked like she traveled there. Nothing called. Day, baseline. Diggs, or Nesbitt comes over and plays defense on her. Burns, short jumper, up around, wouldn't fall for Harvey. Rebounded by Hopkins, by Walker. Into the front court comes Diggs. Off to the corner, three-pointer from there. It's up and good for Harris, her second three.
Yeah, she's hit both from the corner. Nice again, great drive and kick.
Almost a turnover there.
This is big.
Keyser answers.
I feel like that was just a huge shot to maybe halt the momentum where you felt like it was all Hopkins here in the last couple of minutes. What a big half for Keyser here. 11 points. She's already over her season average, or per game average.
2.5 minutes to go. Three-point shot up and in.
These are the same shots they got in the first 5-10 minutes of the game. The difference is they're hitting them. And it's gotten them back into that along with their defensive intensity, has really gotten them right back into this game.
Nesbitt now with 5 points in the last couple of minutes. Day out on the wing and trying to go to Burns. Out of bounds. Burns thought it was off of Diggs, but going to be a turnover on the Trojans. 2:06 to go.
That's a tough pass. There's just no room for error, especially when you're defended down to the baseline like that. There just wasn't enough room to deliver that. You said get it down to 10 right here. Hopkins, they hit a 3 back into 10 with 2 minutes left. They are very much back into this game.
Harris to Diggs. Left side to White.
Nice.
Down low, Harris, 2 more. Great pass.
That's a great play design against the zone with the little back screen there, the lob over the top, easy basket.
Hopkins as close as they have been since it was 11-0.
And you see how nothing's easy right now, too.
Right. Day. Harvey long on the 3, but rebounded by Keyser. Turns on the baseline. Didn't hit. And the rebound secured by Harris. Diggs will push it into the front court with 1:15 to go in the half. Diggs now off the dribble. Picks it back up. They'll reset out top with White.
The other thing it's done is it's gotten Wayzata out of their zone playing man-to-man. I think that's a win for Hopkins. And that's one of the reasons why is it gets Diggs one-on-one where she can use that quickness.
There's Day into the paint, and that ball is turned over. Still loose. Day
Good hustle,
up.
good hustle. Wayzata ball.
On the jump ball, it is back over to Wayzata. 41 seconds to go, and Hopkins has gotten the Wayzata lead down to inside 10.
Returning for the Trojans, number 13, Ella Goodnature.
Well, and that's the other thing is it does is you got to remember not only is Sophie Hawkinson out, but Kelsenberg's out too with the 3 fouls.
Right.
So you got 40% of your starting lineup out. So it's forcing other people too to play more minutes and maybe different roles than they're accustomed to. And so it's going to be who's going to step up for Wayzata here offensively.
Shot off, and Burns gets fouled. We'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Allie Burns been a big part of it. So same with Ellie Howard's giving them good minutes.
Falls on Hopkins, number 30, Emma Walker. That is her first, team's 6.
Sophie Hawkinson back on the bench. We saw her a moment ago.
Yeah, I wonder if what that means. If they, I don't know.
Second one is good. I mean, huge ice pack, but I try not to read too much into medical diagnosis. I mean,
you never know if they know what it is already, and there's nothing you're going to do tonight, or hey, did they test it and they think it's okay, and you just don't know. You certainly pray for her and hope it is nothing serious.
Well, 2 seconds more on the game clock than the shot clock, so Hopkins can't get the last one, and then it's off. The ball hit the sideline on the pass from Diggs to Harris, so Hopkins turns it over, and Wayzata with an opportunity now for the last shot. Up by 10. Ryan will talk to both coaches at halftime, starting with Coach Stark for Hopkins. Down to 6 seconds. Keyser. 3-point try off balance. Wouldn't go for Kaya Nash. And then we're going to get a foul. Yes. Right at the buzzer. Look at it again. Keyser fighting for the ball and forces the foul. Diggs picks up the foul. That's her second. And with zeros on the clock. And if Keyser go to the line here and shoot 2. Oh, excuse me, 1-1. Well, it seemed like a shooting foul. The referee indicated 1-1. Foul probably on the way up, and so free throw miss, so there's no second free throw, and that is the end of the first half. So Hopkins at one point down by 21. They have pulled to within 10 at halftime, 34-24. Well, Wayzata has led right from the start. Ryan is ready, and he's standing by with Coach Starks.
Coach, really slow start there. You had to love the energy and the way your girls got back in this game there.
Yes. Our defense, our fight. We came in here with one objective, and that's to win. So can't win playing the way we started the game.
That's what I said. You can't get a 15-point play, right, to get back into it, but you do it possession by possession. Defense, stop after stop. Is that what you tell the team there when you get down?
Yeah, just lock in and defend. Play clean defense, box out, rebound.
What do you have to do to win this game?
Stay focused, continue to defend.
Awesome. Good luck in the second half. Appreciate your time. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Ryan. And we'll hear from Coach Stewart before the start of the second half. Number 2 versus number 4 in the state. Right now it's number 4, Wayzata leading second-ranked Hopkins, 34-24. More Prep Girls basketball on CCX after this.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Halftime entertainment here at Wayzata High School. But on the court, the Trojans girls basketball team leading Hopkins 34-24. John Jacobson, Ryan Iverson back at Wayzata. Let's look at highlights from our first 18 minutes of play, and it was all Wayzata, Ryan, for a long time, and they jumped out to a 12-0 lead. Annika Kieser gets them going. She had a couple of three-pointers.
Yep. She had a big first half.
She did have a nice first half. Katie Kelsenberg, great bounce pass in for 2 more for Kieser.
Real fundamental, too. I thought give and goes, back doors, dribble, drive, penetrate. Great defense, too. Just not a lot going for Hopkins. And that was their first basket of the game right there. And
London Harris had a good first half, scoring the ball. Three-pointer off the bench there for Ellie Howard. And then in transition, basket and one on the shot by Kieser.
This is what it was.
Physicality
on defense.
Digs all the way to the basket.
Yep, that was good.
The drive on the block there. Good defense really on both sides so far. Another block, Diggs blocking the shot there of Howard.
Great
Lob
set
pass.
play. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice back screen, easy layup. Hopkins did a great job at closing this gap.
Get the first half numbers for scoring. Harris with 8, Nesbitt 5, Walker 5. No points yet for Lauren Hilsheim, their top scorer. Kieser with 11. Hawkinson went out early with what looked like a very serious knee injury. She's got 5 points, and Nellie Burns with 5 as well.
And you and I just talking off camera, John, we're like, where is that offense going to come from? They have capable scorers, but everyone's going to be in a different type of a role here, trying to pick up the slack. That's not an easy thing to do.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Second half on the way. Hopkins Wayzata basketball on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Let's go courtside again. Ryan now with Julie Stewart.
Hey, Coach, the other thing I want to ask, obviously, Sophie going down there, your team reaction to that, and what do you do here in the second half?
Well, we want to rally and just get out there and compete just like Sophie would, and we just got to come together and do our best.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Yeah, back to you, John.
Thanks very much, Ryan. 10-point game at halftime. Again, that seems like a lot for a Hopkins team to be down by 10, but they were down 21 at one point. They have come back to get it to a 10-point margin here as we go to the second half. So the 11 points for Keyser. Nobody else was more than 5, and so who will be able to step up for Wayzata? Kelsenberg had to sit out a long period after picking up that third foul. For Hopkins, again, they've got no points yet from Lauren Hilsheim, and London Harris has had a good first half with 8 points and has led the way for the Royals. (34-24) as we get ready for the start of the second half.
Yeah, I think the key, John, really is going to be these first couple of minutes and what adjustments is Wayzata going to make offensively? How are they going to initiate their offense? How are they going to get some easier looks? If they can do that, maybe get some of this momentum back, then we're in for a good game. Otherwise, Hopkins, I think, is ball pressure, trying to turn them over, trying to force, Wayzata to really speed up and be uncomfortable.
Wayzata trying to win their first conference title in girls basketball since 1982-83 season. They won in 75-76, 82-83.
And that year, you were just celebrating your 50th year of broadcasting. So, that was a long time ago. No, that's pretty. Isn't that amazing? I think Wayzata has not had a conference championship. Think of all the talent they've had, too.
Meanwhile, Hopkins in this century is at 22 conference titles.
So who won the other ones?
Armstrong won when they were still in this conference. In the Classic Lake in 2001, they had some great talent. Katie Weiberg, April Calhoun, that group. And 2010, Edina had a team that was 26-10. Ball knocked out of bounds. Ironically, a 2010 team, Wayzata finished third in the conference, but they made it to state that season. That was their last state tournament appearance.
Is that Coach Schumacher?
Yeah, Mike Schumacher was coaching. So here we are, underway here in the second half. Kelsenberg and Wayzata's first possession of the half. Day turns, backs it out.
Nice cut. Nice
cut. Oh, and Day unable to finish. Gets the ball back and up and in.
How about that tap by Lindsay Harvey? She's not going to get the assist or anything in the box score, but she tapped that, kept it alive, tapped it over to Day, who was able to finish. Good start.
Hilsheim, the bell goes down low. Tough shot for Walker, couldn't get to go, and Kelsenberg rebounds.
Well, I love what they're doing, though. They're trying to go right at Kelsenberg, see if they could pick up a fourth foul on her. That would be huge. I like the idea.
Kelsenberg getting it back out.
I think not having her offensively, too, John, was a big part of that. Kind of getting, that's going to be big.
Blocking foul. Would have been 4.
That was big. And again, you see that shoulder dip just a little. There's that give and go. And look at that tap by Harvey. Really heads up basketball IQ play right there.
That is her second.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. But I love that. I mean, they're trying like crazy to get Kelsenberg to pick up a fourth foul because I think it drastically, her along with Sophie Hawkinson being out of the game, I think that's a huge, huge change for Wayzata.
Kelsenberg averages 10 points, 7 rebounds per game. Missed on the second free throw.
But what she brings defensively and physicality-wise, too, I think when she's not out there.
Diggs, great interior pass. Harris scores, and she'll go to the line for 1.
Wow, Harris having a huge game, double figures. But I've been so impressed with Diggs. Watch her. Picked up her dribble, but she kept her eyes up, and as a teammate, too. Nice job by Harris making herself available, but great pass by Diggs.
Fouls on Keyser, her second. Free throw up, rattles out. Rebound to Burns. Not quite 2 minutes played here in the second half. Wayzata trying to get the regular season sweep of Hopkins. Who knows when the last time that has happened? Not in the last 35 years, so look that up.
Nice pass.
Kelsenberg up and around and off. She'll go to the line for 2. And she's made a difference already in the first couple minutes, right? Having her back out there on the floor.
You could see the ball pressure. She got it, and she was able to just turn the corner, go. And even though she missed it, great job, Mara Day. That time being the tipper, keeping it alive, passing it back. You're getting Kelsenberg. Again, what it does, too, is not only you get the free throw line, but you get to rest, you get to set your defense up. So it's a big deal.
Nora Nesbitt back in. First time here in the second half, and Harris out.
Nice.
Kelsenberg knocks down both free throws. 7 points for her. The lead 13 for Wayzata.
You know what I mean? These first 2 minutes, if Hopkins had scored 6-0 run and it's a 4-point game, I think Wayzata exactly the start they wanted here in the second half.
Bell Nesbitt banks in the shot for 2.
That's 2 for Nora Nesbitt.
I didn't hear her call that.
7 points for her. Burns into the front court. They break the pressure. Day, and coming back into the play. Nesbitt lost it, and then right into the hands of Harvey. Break for Wayzata there.
It's hard to fault Nesbitt, right? Because there's a great effort, but that's why they say never save the ball in front of your basket.
Nesbitt didn't bank this one in. Long rebound, and it comes to Diggs. Little step through to the basket, up and in and one. Diggs at 5'5" is not afraid to go to the rim, right?
She is not. She plays fearless and hard, too. Good step through. And really, there's no reason to foul on that. I thought she might have got fouled on the reach in there, but she got 6 points tonight, but she's generated a ton of offense from her defense, her ball pressure, and some great passes, too.
Margin back to 10. That's what we had at halftime. Oh, steal here at half court. Bell attacks and scores.
Liv Bell.
And that's the thing. They don't got to do that every series, but if they can steal a possession here and there, along with how good of their half court defense has been, nice.
Oh, great break, and they finish at the basket.
And that's the thing. If you can handle that onslaught, John, you can usually get a good layup or a good shot out of it.
2 good passes and an easy 2 for Keyser.
It's always easy for us in the broadcast booth to talk about how easy it is to take care of the ball against pressure.
Hillsheim off to Diggs. Bell for 3. And that's good.
That's a 3 for Liv Bell.
First 3-pointer. 4 threes in the game for Hopkins.
And again, that's after a really poor start, too. So they've definitely shot the ball better here the last 10 or so game minutes. Nice cut.
Kelsenberg and Harvey will go to the line for 2.
Well, and I like what Wayzata is doing to kind of combat against really good ball pressure is you got to be able to cut and move and backdoor. And you see a lot more cutting, a lot more movement, and they've been able to get some easy things going towards the basket.
Fallon Walker, Ryan, is her 3rd. And no, she'll stay in there.
Stay, yeah.
Number 11, Malia White.
First free throw good for Harvey. One more coming for the senior. In and out, ball tipped.
Nice.
And Walker rebounds. 8-point game. Here's Diggs again to the basket. We're going to foul before the shot on Keyser. That'll be her 3rd.
I don't know many Hopkins or Wayzata players, boys or girls, that could keep her in front of them. She has got such a great handle, quick first step. And I like what Coach Stewart's doing here. She's getting Kelsenberg out, just buying a minute or 2 every chance she can just to avoid getting that 4th foul.
Excuse me, Ryan. Tessa Frank is into the lineup for the first time tonight for Wayzata. 5'6" sophomore. Walker down the low and go to the line.
Hey, great offense, great job getting good position by Irma Walker. And she's only a sophomore, but she has that old man strength down there. She just plays really strong and smart and efficient. And she's a handful. I love that. Initiated the contact, went right into it, put the pressure on the referees to make that call, and she got the benefit of the call.
Ball's on Burns. As Hopkins looks to creep just a little bit closer. First one up and in. Hopkins has not been this close since the opening minutes of the game. On both. 44-38. Day just got it in to beat the 5-second goal.
Yeah, it's relentless pressure, and it's all over the court, and it just speeds you up. It just makes you uncomfortable to play against. That's where you just got to have confidence, patience, and take care of the basketball. You can get a good look.
Keyser, Burns, Harvey, he'll put up a three and hit. Boy, she had white in her face. Lindsay Harvey with a big shot.
8 big points for her off the bench, and talked about who's going to play new roles, right? With Sophie Hawkinson going down, well, she's done a great job. Lindsay has. It's taking advantage of her time.
Walker lost the ball on the floor, gets tied up. Alternate possession will give it back to Wayzata. So good defense by Wayzata, forcing what in essence is a turnover here.
Well, Lindsay Harvey averaging 2.5 points on the season, has 8, and that was a big one. Push the lead back to 9.
A moisture spot again.
See, everyone's very conscious of the floor, and rightfully so.
Inbound comes to Frank. And off to Burns. Breaks the pressure. Burns will throw up a 3. Not good. Keyser gets the rebound over Diggs. And it's off of Burns. Good defense by Liv Bell to force the turnover. Look at it again.
You see the physicality, just challenging everything. Great hustle.
I think the shot clock didn't start, so official timeouts. They're going to take 3 seconds off and reset with a pass in from the sideline. Burns out, Kelsenberg back in for Wayzata.
You know, really for only the second year of the shot clock full, there's really not many issues with it. They've done a great job.
Malia White for 3.
You got 5 points. That was a huge 3. Now we're lead back to 6. And how about that? I mean, Tessa Frank, not always in the main rotation. Now you're handling ball pressure full court against the number 2 team in the state. So a lot of players with a chance to really step up here tonight.
White called on that foul. Keyser draws the double team off to Day. Harvey back out. Keyser starts a drive and then hands it off for Day. Bell on her. Day spins, picks it up. Oh, great cut to the basket by Keyser.
Great cut. Picked up her dribble. And Marin Day, again, such a good all-around complete player. Had the patience and the vision. Great cut. Big bucket.
8-point game again. 12 minutes to go. Under 12. Bell for 3 and hits.
Actually, yeah, a nice looking shot.
8 second half points for her.
Perfect rotation.
Hopkins within 5. Day trying to throw it back out to Kelsenberg, and does, with Walker almost stole it. Kelsenberg to the basket, and will go to the line for 2.
You feel the intensity, right? It's just every possession. You're just hanging on the outcome, seeing what's going to happen. Especially with Kelsenberg, excuse me, waiting to see if it's her 4th or if she's going to the line.
Following Diggs is her 3rd. Diggs with 3, Walker with 3, Keiser 3, Kelsenberg all with 3 fouls in this game.
Free throws are going to play a role, John, in this game with 11 and a half minutes left. Both teams with 4 team fouls. They'll be in the bonus soon. I'm telling you, the team that can make their free throws will play a role.
Kelsenberg tonight, 7 of 8 from the line.
Yeah, almost all of her points coming from the free throw line. And they're back into that zone, which they were so effective early in the game. See if they can have that same, just taken out of the pace a little bit.
Blocked by Harvey on the 3-point try from Bell. Lob a pass to Keiser, corrals it from Burns. Diggs on her, entry pass to Kelsenberg, able to get it off. Frank up and in with the shot.
How about that, Tessa Frank? Welcome to the big time, huge shot. Handling pressure, and that time shot it with complete confidence and nailed it. Great pass.
Entry pass up and in, Nesbitt scores.
Man, I've been so impressed with Diggs tonight. Again, another just great pass.
Burns.
That's where you got
right on
timeout.
her.
Yeah.
Julie Stewart, sensing her player in some trouble, calls timeout.
Yeah, neither team had used the timeout.
No.
And you could tell that there's a little chaotic on that. So they got the timeout. That's a good timeout.
Well, it's been an interesting game, right? You had Wayzata scoring, what, the first 12 points of the night, going up at one point by 21 points.
Yeah, it was 26 to 5.
Chipping away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a combination of a great start for Wayzata and playing zone, kind of getting Hopkins. They weren't hitting the broadside of the barn there to start. And since then, their defense has picked up. They've shot the ball really well, and we've been in for a really nice back and forth here in the second half. It's been fun to watch. That's what makes basketball too is so fun. I mean, all sports, but basketball really, adjustments can be such a big difference, right? And you lose key members, whether it's the injury, whether it's the foul trouble, you got to adjust and you got to make different plans. It doesn't maybe go the way you originally thought, and whatever coaches and players can adapt to that in game, they're the ones that prevail.
Section tournament play starting in 2 weeks. Hopkins 2 games left after tonight in the season at St. Michael, Albertville, and at Minnetonka for their last 2 games. And for Wayzata, 3 games left. They go up to Moorhead this weekend for the Red River Showcase and take on Bismarck Legacy on Saturday. Then home against Minnehaha Academy. That's a good Class 2A team here next Tuesday. And they finish at STMA a week from Friday. So not an easy road after tonight even for either of these teams before we get to the playoffs. They'll be the top 2 seeds in Section 6, and this game will go a long way to determine which one's 1 and which one's 2, and more importantly, which one got home court in the section final. Yeah. Season sweep for Wayzata almost certainly would give it to them. Oh, pass behind Burns, able to corral it, kind of get it off for Harvey. Bodies all over, no call. Bell has it, turnover Wayzata. Diggs in the corner, open 3 for White. Not good, long rebound in the opposite corner, corralled by Bell. Now back to Diggs. She'll drive, picks up her dribble. 3-point shot while White hits this one.
Wow.
2 threes for her off the bench in the second half.
Man, they've really shot the ball well. 2 things we talked about. 1, shooting better, and then getting rebounds. They've gotten a couple of offensive rebounds, second chance points.
Burns from Kelsenberg.
Every time Wayzata's needed it, they've gotten an easy basket, passing and cutting, backdoor. Great teamwork.
White back out high to Diggs, to White. A spin move on the baseline and stepping out of bounds.
Wow. I thought they might get Kelsenberg with the body on that. I think Hopkins is a little frustrated by that too.
Walker foot on the baseline. That was pretty physical down there, wasn't it? Day back in. She inbounds here to Keiser. Going to get it off for Kelsenberg. Walker right on her. That is right in front of us. So you cannot have much more physical play without foul being called.
I love the intensity.
It is so intense.
Both sides playing
yes.
hard. This is what you love about high school sports and rivalries.
Day lobs it into Frank in the backcourt.
I think big possession here, John. 6-point lead.
Oh, tipped and stolen. No, it's still loose. And on the floor is all over the place. And finally, Hopkins comes away with it. Now they get the steal. Diggs will pop up a three. Not good. Rebounded by Burns. Got a little bit of length, just enough on Nesbitt to get that rebound. Hands it off for Frank. Kelsenberg drives into the basket, scores, and one.
Basket's good. Katie
That's
Kelsenberg.
what she does, John, so well is she uses her body, her strength, and her athleticism.
Emma Walker, that is
Watch her catch this and then just rip and go as hard as she can. 6'2", taking the contact, and maybe even bigger. I've been so impressed with Irma Walker. That's her 4th. It looks like they're going to keep her in. So her with 4. I wouldn't be surprised. If I'm Wayzata, I'm going to Kelsenberg every time, trying to be aggressive. Either pick up a 5th foul on Walker or get an easy basket.
White 3, not good, out of bounds off of Day. It seemed like kind of a quick 3 in that possession, right?
That's 2, right? The last time down the floor, 2. Diggs, I thought, shot a quick 3.
now in for the Royals, number 12, Lauren Hillshine.
Hillshine
Number 22,
and now Walker will come out. Neva Smith in and Nesbitt out.
And how about Lauren Hillshine, John? 17-point average with 0 tonight. I think Hopkins going to need her to get going a little bit offensively these last 8.5 minutes or so.
20 seconds on the shot clock. And the lobby is into Hillshine. Smith off to Hillshine, right wing. Looking inside, shot clock down to 10. Now to Diggs. Diggs will attack, offensive foul. And that is 4 on Diggs.
That's big. That's huge. She's been their engine tonight with 4 fouls. She's got to stay aggressive and play without fouling. They need her on the floor.
Day into the front court. 9-point lead after Hopkins had closed within 2 baskets. Day attacking. Oh, a lot of traffic there. Not good. Kelsenberg. Oh, nice little move to get free and put it up and in.
How big has she been here tonight? And specifically second half. Just went after that rebound, attacked it. Then I think she was trying to pass, and then she realized, hey, I can step through, get a nice look here, big time play.
Lead back up to 11 for Wayzata. Hillshine for 3, and there she
you
hits.
go. How big is that for her and for Hopkins?
First basket tonight for the senior.
Let's see if that gives her a little bit of confidence, a little bit of a rhythm. She can put points up in a hurry.
Kelsenberg again. Oh, nice lob pass. Frank, right, quick pass to the corner for 3 for Caesar.
Wow, what an answer. Great offense.
How about the minutes getting here in the second half for Tessa Frank?
Well, she had a great shot, but she gave it up to Kaiser to hit the 3. Beautiful offense.
Right, not good. Kelsenberg rebounds. Frank, ball tipped by Diggs. Diggs to the basket, up, too strong. Hillshine off of her, out of bounds.
Yeah, here's a look at that 3. Finally for Hillshine, get that started. See the bench fired up. They know how hot she can get. And again, could have had a 5-foot shot instead. Rockets it over. And Kaiser just had a great game tonight. 16 points.
Kelsenberg will get a rest here. Burns back in. Day will inbound. 11-point lead for Wayzata.
Yep. And I like that sub, too. You keep Kelsenberg fresh, and you don't get a chance to get that 4th foul right now. It's really sharp, really smart.
Burns, short jumper up and in.
She used her body really nicely that time. Didn't play too fast, got to a good spot, and then just realized, hey, I could go ahead and shoot it over.
White's pass stolen by Frank. Off to Harvey.
Oh, nice
Frank,
pass.
great pass to Burns, who gets fouled.
How good has Tessa Frank been tonight, John? Getting steals, great passes, not forcing it. Just making great plays, winning plays.
That is her first.
Look at that great
team's
dump
game.
down.
Now in for the Royals, number 30.
I emailed
Walker.
Coach
She replaces
Stewart,
Davis
like, who's your
and
starters and your top players? She wasn't in the top 11 of the players that she gave me, not the top 5 starters or the top 6 subs, and here she's coming in
she replaces
and gets a big hand as she comes out here. Boy, they're fired up on the bench, right?
Well, and rightfully so. And again, she's not used to getting big-time minutes, especially in a big game like this, a close game, and she's just been outstanding, and it certainly hasn't looked too big for her.
Brings us to free throw, and now the lead is 14. One more coming.
Yeah, really good balance tonight for Wayzata. Yeah, number of players in double figures. You got a couple that are at 8. So it's been a well-balanced game scoring-wise for Wayzata.
Biggest lead of the second half for Wayzata. Now 15 points, and time becoming a factor for Hopkins.
I thought the other key, too, was when Wayzata went back to this zone, it seems to just throw Hopkins out of rhythm a little bit, less aggressive. Especially for Diggs. She's been so good driving the basketball, too.
Hillsheim knocked down a 3 a couple minutes ago. Missed on this one. Rebound comes down to Harvey. Now to Kelsenberg. And Wayzata in the bonus the rest of the way, too, Ryan. Trojans in driver's seat right now. Almost a steal for Harris. Kept alive. The day, the corner block shot. Comes back. Harvey, a little runner, wouldn't go.
I love how she stayed with it. Got a good look out of it, but good contest that time by Hopkins.
Bell finds Walker. Walker spins back out. Hillsheim, 3. He's been off on her shot tonight. Walker rebounds and will go to the line. She gets fouled.
The key is, who's the foul going to be on? Are they going to get Kelsenberg? Or are they going to give it to Kieser? Oh, that's big. That's her 4th.
And Irma Walker getting rewarded with 2 free throws. So Kelsenberg now with 4. Walker has 4. Diggs with 4.
The question is, do you take them out and try to buy another minute or so, or not? Yeah, I think Katie's going to come out for at least a 30-second to a minute, see if he can buy as much time as possible. It's a lot easier when you have a 15-point lead, too, as opposed to when that lead was down to 6.
Frank back in. Walker missed on the free throws. Out of bounds, though. Break for Hopkins. It's off of Wayzata. Nice inbound pass. Harris can't finish. Boy, a good entry pass. London Harris unable to finish. And now every possession seems big, right, for Hopkins when you're under 5 minutes to go and down 15.
Oh, nice look again.
Frank in for Burns, missed on the shot.
Yeah, you're right. Hopkins executed that play really well. Got to look exactly what they wanted.
Bell had it stripped away. Steal for Wayzata. Day to the basket. Not good. Harris did enough to interfere with that shot. Here's Walker for Hopkins. Leans in, and Harvey commits the foul. And Walker will go back to the free throw line to shoot.
Fouls on the Trojans, number 10, Lindsay Harvey. That is her second.
Second on Harvey. 6-team foul on Wayzata, but it's a shooting foul here for Walker. Missed the last time on the line, missed again. After hitting her first 2 free throws in the half, missed her last 3. A little bit on the arm. Second one's good. Whistle and a timeout here for Hopkins. The first timeout here of the game. 4:23 to go. 14-point Wayzata lead.
Well, and you remember, too, I mean, Hopkins averages 73 points a game, so they're 20 points shy of that. There is 4 minutes left, but definitely I think Wayzata's defensively going back to that zone and just kind of changing the rhythm up in the second half was really critical. Because this game was down to 6. Hopkins had the ball and all the momentum, if you remember that, John. Wayzata was able to weather that and just kind of slowly keep adding to it.
Trojans cheerleaders out. That's a great. We should do that after the game, Ryan. Get all the crew
Well,
together.
I'm
You
thinking-
can be on top.
I'm thinking our pre-games going forward,
Right.
John. You and I are in a pyramid. I think I tore a hamstring just watching that.
Julie Stewart's called up
Well,
14.
I was going to say, too, I mean, what about a little bit about the resilience when you see a player go down like that? I mean, that's besides the physical, hey, we don't have our best player, the mental part of that and the emotional part of that. So I think Wayzata tonight really answered the bell. And rightfully so, a little bit lethargic there, a little bit, discombobulated after that injury, but they've done a great job of just competing tonight.
Inbound for Wayzata. After the Hopkins timeout. Day will get it into the front court against Bell. Diggs comes over defensively. And she's been so good tonight. They drill double but get it back. Day from Frank. Back to Frank. Tessa looking inside. Gets it out to Burns. Free throw line into the paint. Picks up the dribble. Back to Frank. Puts up a shot. A little bit short. Walker rebounds.
Not a bad possession, though. You took
a lot
time
of
off
time
the
off,
clock,
yep.
yeah, and you didn't, no turnovers, you didn't force it.
Diggs to the basket and one.
I call her the cannonball. She just looks like she got spit out of a cannonball. She's so quick. Watch her just attack that. She's got good strength, too, for being, 5'5", only a sophomore. But she's already a good player. She's going to be really fun to watch here the next couple of years.
Frank out. Kelsenberg back in. Diggs at the line trying to complete the three-point play.
Yeah, it's still enough time here. You get this free throw, you get your defense set up. Can you steal a turnover or a possession here and there? They get an offensive rebound. Good start.
Walker with the offensive board. Diggs can't get it again. That might be 5 on Kelsenberg. They're going to confer. Who is that on? Looks like it's on Day. It's her second and a 1-and-1 here for Diggs. Team fouls even at 8 apiece now. Big free throws here.
Big,
Diggs
and I'll tell you,
hits.
Hopkins definitely better in the second half. Offensive rebounds. Wayzata got to box out, got a limit here. Hopkins really going after rebounds.
Second one also good. Hopkins with the last 5 points. They're within 10. 3:41 to go. Day to Burns. Draws the double team. Back to Day.
Good
And he
hands.
avoids the turnover. Harvey down on the block. Kelsenberg around Walker and scores.
Hey, being able to go both directions, John, huge. When she's got that good a position with her strength and physicality and able to go to the left and finish like that, almost unguardable.
16 points on the night. 12 here in the second half for the senior.
And big points, right? She's been a big part of this, taking the lead from 6 back up to 10, 12.
Baseline
Nice.
shot. Harris has been solid tonight. Dozen points for her.
She really has. She's probably been their most consistent offensive player tonight.
Keyser into the corner. Day for 3. Well short, but a rebound by Burns not good.
No.
Follow up. Harvey corrals the loose bound and scores.
Good effort.
That's Lauren Harvey.
Burns kept it going. Harvey in the right place at the right time. And she is in double figures, too, with 10 points.
Coming off an 8-block game against Edina. It's 10 points tonight. Now just 2.5 minutes to go.
8
Time
blocks?
running now. 8 blocks.
Jeez.
There's Bell. The long possession here for
I was going to
Hopkins.
say, and it's zone
concerning
kind
the
of
margin.
forcing to take some more time off. Hopkins.
Harris, baseline shot, not good, but kept alive. Three-pointer for Bell. Rims out. Nesbitt gets in the traffic. Loose ball. Tie up, jump ball. Possession arrow, keep it with Hopkins.
Possession arrow belongs to Hopkins.
Good battle. Both teams going after these rebounds hard.
Not a lot of time, but still enough but Hopkins got a score in this possession. 2:05 to go. Bell lobbing it too high for Harris, but Diggs is out high to grab it. 2 minutes to go. Harris a little out of control and get a foul though on Wayzata. A lot of blue around the Harris, and one of them picks up a foul.
Yeah, she's just, again, so quick, even with that defensive collapse.
Team's 9.
Yeah, and Harvey reached in, picks up the foul.
At the line for Hopkins, number 23.
Ninth
Julia
team
Diggs.
foul, so still a 1-and-1 here for Diggs. Meter allows 2 free throws.
Remember, we talked about the importance of free throws tonight, right? Hopkins, if they can make these free throws, keep cutting that gap. Wayzata, you're gonna face ball pressure, traps, and you're gonna maybe get fouled. You got to be able to close this game out, make free throws. Huge, both teams.
2-shot foul. She missed them both. Kelsenberg the rebound. Into the front court here with 1:50 to go. Into the hands of Harvey. Harvey to Kelsenberg. 1:42 to go. Oh, traveled.
Yep.
Turned it over.
She
Back
did.
over to Hopkins.
Yeah, both feet kind of slid. That's the right call. Good. And it was
The
even
referee-
acted out by the referee.
Gave a little demonstration
Yeah.
of how she hopped. I don't know if she hopped that much,
No.
but it was pretty good moves.
He made his point.
Right. Into Diggs. Picks it up, 1:40 to go. Diggs trying to go inside. Walker can't get the shot to go. Diggs blocked by Burns. Gets it back. Hey, Diggs all over the place on that possession and is able to score. She got 13 points.
She shot it, it got blocked, and she retrieved it before anybody else did.
Burns blocked in the backcourt, or fouled.
Oh, and that's going to be 5. That's huge. That's 5 on Diggs.
Yeah, she
Fouls
will
on
foul
Hopkins,
out.
number 23, Julia Diggs.
And a 13.
That is her 5th.
Yeah, really impressive tonight. I thought she
For
was
the Royals, number 11,
played so
Malia
hard,
White.
made a lot of great plays, so quick, fun to watch. She's going to have a great future.
Well, Julia Diggs fouls out 13 points. Malia White back in. Burns 1-and-1 in hits.
Yeah, and this, you're up 10, 8 to 10. If you got that margin, you got to knock free throws down. There's the.
Allie Burns
That's
has
about
made her
right.
last 4 free throws. Margin is 12. Now we're down to just 1:15 to go. $1:10 to go. Long 3 for White and hits. He's got range. He's got 3 threes here in the second half, and the timeout for Hopkins. 9-point game with 1:03 to go. Hopkins still with 3 timeouts to go. Both teams in the double bonus. Possession arrow favoring Wayzata, so everything leaning Wayzata's way, including obviously the scoreboard. They have led from start to finish. 12-point lead to start the game. Hopkins got to as close as 4. Wayzata pushed it back up to 15, and we're at 9 now.
Hey, I'll admit this. You and I off camera at halftime, we said, where's the scoring going to come from? We both kind of thought maybe Wayzata, again, just seemed a little bit out of rhythm offensively after Sophie Hawkinson left the game. But hats off to them. They have stepped up. They've gotten big performances from Lindsay Harvey. Allie Burns has been really good tonight. Tessa Frank with some great minutes. Ella Howard with some big minutes. Kelsenberg had a big second half. So they've earned it. Marin Day has been all over the court tonight, handling the ball pressure. So it's a big team win tonight for Wayzata.
Down to Burns, back to Day. A minute to go. Into the front court. Now you got a foul, right? Look for the steal.
Yeah, I would be doubling here, trying to just see if you can't steal a quick layup. At this point, I wouldn't foul, though.
Harvey. Lost the ball, tie up. Possession arrow, keep it with Wayzata with 37 seconds left. And a timeout here for Wayzata.
Timeout, Wayzata.
Trojans on the verge of winning their first conference title since 1982-83 season. And they played back at the old Wayzata High School, Wayzata Central Middle School now.
Yep.
They've been swept Hopkins, and if ever, it hasn't been since the 70s or 80s, not since 1990 for certain. Of course, the one that really matters, Ryan, will be what we assume will be the section final. Hopkins wins that, the regular season will be.
I agree, but there will always be something that's like all these good Wayzata teams in the last few years. These girls are going to be able to say, we won the conference. You guys never were able to do that. And so there's something definitely to be said about that. But you're right. The big prize is that section final. You know, how many of those over the years have we covered?
Right.
You know, so some great. We had Carl Anthony Towns sitting behind us.
Remember
for
that?
one of those,
Over
yeah.
at the Royals Activity Center with Paige Becker senior
Beckers
year.
was still playing. Yep.
Paige out at UConn, finishing up her great prep career.
Yep. Well, it's pretty fun too. There's someone from Park Center. Was that Florida or Illinois? A gal?
Lob down, all around, not good. But the offensive rebound by Kelsenberg. Back out to Harvey.
And you got to
Burns
reset.
under 30 seconds to go, and Burns will go to the line. That'll about do it.
How that ball didn't go in, I'm not sure, but how about that hustle by Kelsenberg?
Fouls on Hopkins, number 33.
Like Burns at 5 points, Ryan, in the first half, but has 8 here in the second half. You get 4 players in double figures for Wayzata tonight. Very balanced scoring. Picking up when their top scorer goes out with the.
That's what you got to do. You got to find
injury.
a place to. Someone needs to fill those 20.5 points. And it is. It's amazing to just see how you appreciate those really good players when they're gone, because you see how hard you have to work them when they're out of the game. But I thought Wayzata has done a really nice job of everybody stepping up.
Burns got 1 of 2. Wade, hits for 3. 7-point game, 20 seconds to go.
Number 11.
Head to Burns into the front court, 15 seconds to go. Off to Harvey, to Kelsenberg. And she's fouled by Walker. Will foul out on that play with 10.5 seconds to go.
You still love Hopkins, how hard they're fighting all the way to the end. Hitting that 3. Might have been a little contact, too, after that. But they're fighting. Love it.
At the line for Wayzata, Katie Kelsenberg.
Remember Walker will be she her 5th foul. She had a nice game. That's really physical tonight. Had her hands full dealing with Kelsenberg, but had a really nice game. 6 points, tons of rebounds, good effort.
First free throw up and good. Hillshine back in. She hasn't had a lot of minutes, just the 3 points. Second one, not good. Rebounded by Hillshine. Final seconds. White again. She's 5th three-pointer here.
Wow.
A 5-point game, but just 4 seconds to go. Leah.
She's been great tonight.
I'm going to shoot if I'm anywhere open. She's knocked down the last couple of years.
Yeah, she got 17, John, on the night.
15 in the second half. Well, I don't know how you get 5 more points in the last 4 seconds if you don't have the ball. You need a steal. You need 2 steals in 4 seconds and 2 baskets.
You can't do it, but what I love about it, because as a coach, you're constantly preaching, don't give up. You keep
end of game possessions.
You fight till the end.
Yeah.
And if you're as a coach, like, hey, we're down 5 guys, there's no way, like, is there a physical way they could still win it? Absolutely. Is it likely? Very unlikely. But you fight till the end. We're going to call timeouts. We're going to plan. We're going to, we never know when we're going to need that game situation. Yep. Maybe the next time these 2 teams face. So that's what you're coaching for. That's what you're constantly teaching.
Martin Day, the inbound. It's it into Burns and foul with 2.5 seconds to go. Now that'll do it.
Fouls on Hopkins, number 11, Malia White. That is her second. At the line for the
Allie
Trojans,
Burns,
number
another
11,
senior
Allie
with Kelsenberg. She had a big game tonight. We throw up and off. Burns will play next year at Jamestown University up in North Dakota.
Yeah.
One more free throw coming for her. Second one's good.
15 good big points tonight. I bet she's been excellent.
And a block at the buzzer by Teaser, and that is it. A season sweep for Wayzata of Hopkins. And for the first time in 42 years, the Wayzata Trojans girls basketball team, they do no worse than a tie for the conference title. They can win it outright with a win against St. Michael Albertville, but even a loss and Hopkins finishing in a tie, they could do no worse than co-champions and a sweep here of Hopkins in the regular season. And again, it's very likely the little teams will play again with Sophie Hawkinson and walking off the court in tears. It seems like a serious injury for her. She doesn't have that ice pack that she had in the first half, but not putting any pressure on that leg as she walks to the bench with her teammates. And a big leader she has been for this team, and the rest of the Trojans picking up her teammates, and a hard-fought win over a Hopkins team again that fought back from down 21, trailed the whole night, but got to within 4, final margin 6, 76-70 is the final. We'll go to break. We'll come back and have our postgame. Ryan Iverson will talk to a couple of the winning Trojans players. We'll finish up at Wayzata High School after this. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Wayzata 76, Hopkins 70. Lake Conference girls basketball, number 4 knocks off number 2 in the state in 4A. Let's go back to Ryan Iverson, standing by with 2 Trojans.
Hi, thanks, John. I'm with a couple of happy Wayzata Trojans. I'm going to start with Allie Burns tonight. 17 points. You were amazing tonight. What did you think of your game?
I thought it was really good. I think me and my team really just came together at the end, and really.
I got to bring it up. Obviously, Sophie goes down with an injury. It sucked the life out of the whole gym, rightfully so. How were you guys able to not only handle that emotionally, but then get back to playing basketball and still having a game to win?
Yeah, I mean, going back out there after Sophie was down, my mindset was, let's do this for Sophie. Like, let's lock in and just really work hard just for Sophie.
Last thing too, you beat Hopkins earlier in the year at Hopkins. I think it's the first time since maybe 1998 that Hopkins has been swept by you guys. How have you been able to do that this year?
I think just a lot of hard work, like bringing it every day in practice and coming together with my team.
Well, congrats on a great game tonight. You were outstanding.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. Katie Kelsenberg, 17 points. We don't keep track of rebounds. I'm guessing 10 to 12. You had a great game tonight. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought we did great. I thought we really stuck together as a team when, things kind of weren't going our way at the end of the first half, and we really brought it the start of the second half and really came together as a team. So
for both of you two, I mean, you guys have been part of Wayzata. You've seen tough losses over the years at Hopkins. What does it mean for you guys, your senior class, to be the team that beat them twice during the regular season?
Yeah, I think it means a lot. We're all trying to work really, really hard. We all really want it this year. So, we're just taking it, one day at a time, one possession at a time, and just really doing the best we can because we want it pretty bad. So.
Well, one thing to think about tonight is you guys took care of business. If you win the last two games, you guys will have the section championship here at Wayzata. How big will that game be? How important is that, having it here at home? Either one of you.
That's super important to us, and we're really looking forward to that, and it'll be the first time in a long time, so we're really excited.
Awesome.
Yeah, just second that.
Well, you guys, congrats to you both on a great game and a big win. We'll see you down the road. All right, back to you, John.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Thanks to Katie and Alex for taking some time with us as well. That'll do it for our telecast tonight from Wayzata. Trojans Conference champions in the lake for the first time since '83. They win it tonight. Oh, for Hopkins, our final score, 76-70. Good night from Wayzata High School.